I started speaking as a park naturalist in Banff National Park, and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the energy, with making people laugh, with figuring out the ways of creatively delivering ideas to an incredibly diverse audience in very bizarre circumstances. What inspired me to speak about what I speak about now, which is inspiring workplaces and rocking great cultures and humor in the workplace, is that I ended up working in this soul-sucking, fun-sucking, Dilbert-like work environment, and I decided to make it my mission to inspire others and to remind others that work doesn't have to suck the life out of you, that work is too important not to have fun with and too important not to build a truly rocking culture. Three main tips I would give inspiring speakers. One is to just speak. Get out there and speak. I know a speaker in Alberta who, when he was starting out, at the end of an 8-hour shift with his other normal job, would drive sometimes 3 hours to speak for free for 10 minutes, just to put miles under his speaking belt. So speak every chance you can get. Second advice is be yourself. I see so many beginning speakers trying to adapt their style or be someone else or be inauthentic and not show the genuine person. Connecting with an audience, being a great speaker is all about being yourself, being real. And being real means that you don't have to be so worried about being messy. It's okay to be messy. I coach speakers and I tell them this all the time. You don't have to be perfect all the time. It's okay to be a little messy as long as you've got great content, which is my third advice. I think content is king still. Even if you're doing humor, even if you're doing fun keynote presentations, it is still the content that will drive success. So hone your expertise, become an expert in your topic, and find that unique, interesting information that is going to make you stand out. All of my events are funny events if I'm involved with them, but I have had many funny experiences over the years. I was speaking at a safety awareness conference in Alberta, for example, where it was the one and only time I chose to fall off the stage at a safety awareness event. Fortunately, I had a backup recovery line in my back pocket that I could use. After I fell off the stage, I simply rolled over onto the floor and I said, "I'll now take questions from the floor." A new career, I would like to be a writer on the Jon Stewart Show, I would like to be a novelist, or I would like to be a biologist. That was my first love, wildlife. So one of those, which is, you know, I'm weaseling on the question. There's several things that I'm interested, but one of those three, that would be very cool. Desert Island album would be one of two, I think. I think Beach Boys' classic album, Pet Sounds, or if you're on a desert island and you're grooving, and I'm assuming it's a tropical, nice kind of island, it'd be in the Caribbean, right? Then I would think a Jimmy Buffett album, just to kind of keep me in that tropical island groove. Last book I read, I'm gonna weasel because I was kind of reading two books at the same time. So last nonfiction book I read was Creativity Inc., all about Pixar Studios and how they build a rocking, inspiring culture and how they build creativity into their culture. And then the novel that I last read at about the same time was The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I believe it won the Pulitzer Prize. Phenomenal novel. Highly recommended. The Way with Martin Sheen, about walking the trail in Europe. To sit down with somebody like Bill Maher or Jon Stewart and talk about that whole line between humor and advocacy, humor and politics, delivering serious messages, but in a fun, subversive sort of way.